Hello, my darklings, lightlings, hybrids, my lovelies. I hope you are well. And I woke up today and I chose violence. Not really. Um, we're just going to talk about some opinions or beliefs that I have that I don't think are very popular. And also some things in the spiritual community that really kind of grind my gears, you know? Like, I think we all know somebody, and hell, even ourselves has had this mentality, like, in the past. I know I have. I'm guilty of some of these things, okay? I'm just gonna admit that right now. You go to some of my older videos, like, definitely had this mentality, but I learned, I grew, and that's kind of why I leave them up too. Um, but I feel like we could all relate to some of these. Maybe not, because some of them, like I said, I feel are unpopular. But nevertheless, let's just kind of laugh at ourselves. Don't take it too seriously, or do. I mean, it's just the opinions of someone on the internet, so don't get your panties in a twist. Okay? Okay. So, let's get into it. 10 unpopular opinions that I have about the spiritual community. I did see this first on Abby the Witch's channel. Can't remember who she VR'd to, but go check hers out. I loved it. Yeah, so I thought, hey, I definitely got some things that stir around in my brain to add to that with. So let's do it. Number 1, we are the fallen, or the ego is. You know, like the fallen angels, the Bible, and like everyone speaks about. So I have a theory. When we left Source and the ego was created, we became slightly insane in this 3D matrix, thinking we are individual and separate from our divinity. So this includes other beings as well, like ETs, who have higher consciousness than us, therefore can dwell in higher dimensions. Beings, I feel, are what we know as like the Watchers, etc. The lower dimensions that we are in, or you are in, the further away from Source that we have fallen. We forgot we are all one and there is no separation between us and divinity. Number 2, we are actually Jesus. Yeah, I said that. I did. Hear me out. The occult teachings, we consistently see a trinity, right? Isis, Osiris and Horus, Mary, God and Jesus, etc. You see it everywhere, okay? The offspring of the divine, mother and father, is us, right? Jesus was a symbol of our own suffering here on earth, and also an example that we can rise again, meaning ascension, and that we never really truly die. It wasn't so much as like his magic that we view, like when he turned water into wine, etc. But it was an example of his elevated consciousness. These were symbolic for it, I believe, showing us how powerful we are if we understood this. But no, you know, humans were so funny. Instead, we worship him and we're like, oh my gosh, he's walking on water. Oh, it's magic. When I feel like he was just showing us, look how powerful you are. Look how powerful we are. Like, work on your consciousness. Remember who you are. You could do this shit too. Consciousness can change our reality, and our ego, or Satan, keeps us trapped within these illusions, right? The answers to everything we seek is inside of us. Even Buddha and other great masters of the world have relayed this message in different ways. So that's what I believe. Anyway. Number 3, We aren't trying to physically ascend into the 5D, okay? This one kind of gets me a little bit because I hear a lot of people say in, like the spiritual community or new age community, oh, we're trying to get to the 5D and raise the earth and all of this. And what they don't realize is it's already existing there. Time's an illusion. All is existing at once in every dimension, all the way up until we reach source, right? Um, well, it's all about consciousness. We need to match our consciousness to it and ascend our spiritual bodies to these places. Because I believe that nothing in this reality, material realm, actual material here, is going to ascend into a higher dimension. We're not going to raise our consciousness only by looking outside for all these answers. Systems have their places in our spirituality, helping us as like a mirror to guide us, I believe, on our path. But the true answer is inside of us. We are the key. So I kind of find it personally irritating now, which, like I said, I'm guilty of a lot of this in the past, but now I find it irritating that we look so hard at these systems or what this could mean or what that could mean when it's like we literally have the answers here inside us, in our consciousness, in our abilities. Use them as like road maps, but you essentially are the key when you get to that door and to get to that door. Which brings me to number 4. Funny that a lot of us explore cheat codes, I call them, for ascension. Yet, many believe we pre-wrote our lives for this very reason, or at least the bigger things in lives are things we go through in order to reach that higher consciousness, ascension, whatever you want to call it. And it kind of contradicts itself, right? We look at knowledge as cheat codes to ascend, or other systems or guidance codes to what we should work on spiritually, right? The things I've said or believed myself in the past or heard others say, I so laugh at now. Like, I'll give you some examples. You're a Scorpio, so you're more psychic and you're more spiritually advanced because they're about the occult, and oh my gosh, you're the most spiritual of all the signs. Get out of here. Or we need to receive or find Christ consciousness, as if it's hidden somewhere under a rock or in a gate in the sky or something. No, these are all mirrors. Our outer world is a mirror, an illusion. We already have Christ consciousness and Antichrist consciousness. We are both because we're in a dualistic reality. It isn't about polarity extremes, but balancing the two within yourself and accepting that's who we are while we're here, and it's all for a teaching process. We're all, no matter your zodiac sign, very spiritual beings living a temporary human experience. So these shallow, ego-based concepts is really annoying now, and just like the starseed thing, I completely get that, and I love the thought of that, and light workers and all of this. But hey, don't you believe in this dualistic reality that there are dark workers and darkness has its place? Ooh, that's controversial. We don't really want to go there, do we? Well, yeah, I'm going there because we need it. We need it. I know it's not ideal. We want something else. We want to strive for the perceived good. We want good. We want peace. We want all of this stuff. We want to change the world for the better, right? But that starts inside of you. We shouldn't be trying to change the world. We should be trying to change ourselves. See, that's where the true key lies. And yes, that includes shitty behavior to learn and grow from. That includes negative sides of the light sides or positive sides. There are people, I believe, are here to do that kind of work. And I don't mean just evil, okay? I mean the dark things in life. And these are all just really symbolic for the reality that we live in while we battle this out amongst ourselves. And that's truly what the shadow is. That is really what the shadow is. And for us to deny the negative things about ourselves, about the world, we're denying ourselves. And that's really like mass shadowy existence of like what shadow is and what shadow work is or can be, which we all are just here trying to do the right thing. But if somebody steals, oh, stealing is bad. But if someone's going hungry and they steal food, I mean, that could be considered negative or dark, but can we understand that or why? Are there exceptions to negative behaviors? I think so. I do. And I think it's about balance. All I'm saying is that it has its purposes. Everything here has its purposes, and that's to teach us and help us grow. But it always starts from the inside. Number 5, gods and goddesses, demons and angels, fairies and gnomes and dwarves and Bigfoot even, okay? They're all real. They all exist. And we are not the only beings in this dream or illusion. Anything existing outside of the Godhead is an imagined dream that we are all a part of. We think we are separate, therefore we are. We think it's real, therefore it is. We think it isn't real, therefore it's not. I hope that makes sense. Sure, I mean, these beings are more evolved or enlightened than us, so working with them is beneficial. But don't forget, at a higher level of existence, we are them as well. So stop bending your knee and thinking yourself lower than them, or you will be. If you believe it or imagine it, then it is so. Number 6. Manifesting isn't only about doing spells, rituals, and practicing laws and hoping it comes to you. It's really about plugging your consciousness into that energy frequency. And that right there is keys to like everything summed up, if you can understand the concepts behind it. Although consciousness is iffy because we don't know everything about it. However, spiritually, that is what we are supposed to be figuring out, at least I believe. So, sure, we are visual beings, and these ritual spells, laws of attraction, other things, they are tools to make it a reality. If we see it in our reality, we're more likely to be able to plug into that consciousness, right? The vibrations of it, the vibe of it, you know, the energy, whatever you want to call it. If we're feeling it, then we're going to attract it, right? But don't forget about the many senses you have outside of this body. And that is pure frequency and energy. Okay, here we get to the ones that really just grind my gears, guys. Number 7, just because you study some old book about a subject from a big name occultist, astrologer, numerologist, etc., does not mean you have all the damn answers. Those are experiences from them or them authors. It is equivalent to watching every video on a YouTube channel and thinking the same, and that it qualifies you to dictate what is accurate and what isn't to other people. It's great to read these things. It's awesome to accumulate the information and the knowledge, and it's great to create like a foundation on these things, especially if it resonates with you, and use it on your path. But remember to seek for yourself, meaning explore, push yourself further. Don't settle on just something you read just because it resonates. That's kind of a lesson I had to learn. It's just because it feels right, don't settle and box yourself in. Push it to the limits. That's what an occultist does, right? See what your results are. Otherwise, I don't really see the point. It's like, you're wrong. Crowley said it was actually this. Platonymy says it's actually this. Do your research. Like, bitch, how do you know I didn't? Okay? Anyone else sick of like shit like that in the community or comments like that? It's like your point is invalid because every source of information we get is word of mouth from somebody else. Unless you are actually in those damn pyramids and you are deciphering those hieroglyphics yourself, don't come telling me that, oh, so-and-so's brother's wife cousin is the author and actually translated this, and that is fact for sure. Like, we're still taking somebody else's experience into account as full truth, and truth is subjective. Perception is our reality, and everybody perceives these truths differently. Number 8. Okay. This one I could probably make a whole damn video on, but I won't because it's pointless. But to make it short and sweet, we are both by default, like it or not, okay? But you can plug your consciousness or vibrations into either frequency, and that's okay. It's okay to work with one side more than the other. That's great, do your thing, but stop arguing pointless shit. I once had this comment, oh my god, you aren't really on the left-hand path because Beelzebub is actually Baal and hates being called Beelzebub, and he appears as a purple-headed fairy godmother. Okay, the last part I kind of exaggerated, but you get the point. The point is, shut the fuck up and let people walk their path. Which brings me to number 9. Shut the fuck up and let people walk their path. You don't have to believe what others do. It's okay. You don't have to believe anything I'm saying in this video. That's okay. It's their experience. And just because it doesn't match to your own, make it less valid. Goddess and the Father has many faces and many names. We all seek and find spirituality differently. Aren't saving the world or their soul by crusading and dictating how others should think, feel, or practice. Let's leave that for the cults and the Christians. And our last one. Number 10, deity battles. My deity can beat up your deity. Okay. You wouldn't believe this, but I've seen this quite often in communities, okay? Pagan communities, spiritual, in all of them, under the umbrella. And guys, maybe we should react to some of these, because in Facebook groups, it can get pretty heated and toxic, and these are the types of arguments in there. And I'm just like, oh, this is why aliens don't, speak to us. But anyway, people want to gatekeep their deities, and it's so stupid. So fucking stupid. You would think in a spiritual community you would get, oh, you work with Hecate too. Well, that's great. Why don't we compare notes and, talk about this? Tell me your experience. Instead, I've heard shit like, Hecate actually wouldn't work with you because you're A, B, and C. Basically, I'll sum it up for you. You can't work with the same deity, my deity, because they'll only work with me. I'm the Lord and Emperor of this deity. I'm their priestess. I'm their oracle. Get over it yourself. So I'll just say this one too, because it kind of annoys me. So this is like a bonus, but you remember this argument? You must snuff your candles out. Don't blow them out. Or your wand goes to the left side of your altar and your bell goes to the right. Or you're not a witch or doing it properly. Like, I used to believe some of this shit too. Can you believe it? Like, All right, guys. Well, them were my opinions. Floki says hi. He has to go out. So I love you all. And have a great day.